Yo, 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 what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 368. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez,
Sup, people? How's it going?
Carlos Romero.
He stepped
Yo, yo,
away.
yo.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
No, he said 5 minutes. That's why.
Nah, it's a Carlos 5 minutes, though. It's really 2 minutes. All right, we got Adam Vale in the house.
Hey, how you doing?
And Brian Manjoma.
What is up, people?
All right, let me fix my volume here. I'm noticing I'm coming in low. Yes, I am low. God, Discord always, man. I swear. Stop changing my shit. Actually, this is not Discord. This is my PC doing that. I'm 86 now. All right, no Chris action. He's feeling under the weather again. So hopefully he'll be joining us next weekend. Brett is Brett. He'll show up. He made that. Who knows?
We need to put Chris in that regeneration
from Boba Fett.
From Boba Fett. Yeah, man.
Yeah. My man's exactly. Like, come on, bro.
By the way, if we're doing the Boba Fett thing, real quick.
No spoilers though.
I barely realized what that regeneration shit was for until this last episode.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no spoilers, no spoilers. All right. Before we start, I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Al Mega, who is the host of the Comic Crusaders podcast. I was on his show today, just talk about my career and all that. I met Al in New York Comic Con a bunch of years ago. Met him twice at New York Comic Con. Cool Puerto Rican dude. He's living in Florida. I guess he got tired of the cold, and the prices of New York. And so go over to Comic Crusaders on YouTube. I believe the episode will probably be up very soon. Very good discussion, going back. Just be aware, to Hispanic guys, there's a lot of Spanglish going on. So just be prepared for that. Yeah. Also,
Comic Crusaders.
Yes,
why he interviewing you, man?
Yeah. Hey, man, because I know my comics, but it was good because he's trying to expand it just beyond comic book people, right? So he had me on, but obviously, I know my comics, so I was able to hang, One cool thing was that we didn't realize this until we were doing the episode. It was episode 150, so it was an anniversary episode, so it was good to have me on, And speaking about anniversaries, because I was going over the history of, me and Throwdown, I totally passed by my head, right? So he made me realize that Throwdown, I'm talking about the entirety of Throwdown, and Tony as a podcaster, but you and Manny as a podcaster as well. 10 years this year, dude.
Yep.
Ain't that something? So yep. I think, because it's going to be in August is when we launched the original one, and we will have episode 400 of this episode, of this iteration, so we'll definitely try to do something special,
Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, although I just realized something. Yeah, episode 500, right? That'll be 10 years of this iteration. So that'll probably be the really super big blowout, but we'll try to do something really special because we can't say it's 10 up. It technically is 10 years of Throwdown, but it's not this Throwdown,
Yeah, well, there is the Throwdown,
yes,
and then there is just
Throwdown. Yeah, so we'll do something to commemorate just us podcasting for 10 years or the spirit of the show existing, but like for the proper one, which will be 2 years from now, episode 500, that'll be crazy.
It's interesting because like the Throwdown, that's STFU and play, and and then at the end of the Throwdown, then we closed down and we were leaving STFU and play and then moving on to the Coalition as our host, and then just made that sort of transition back.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting how it went. All right, so we got a lot of questions. So I will say this. So since the vast majority of the questions we got tonight are about, you already know, Microsoft, Blizzard, all that, I've decided to take the questions that are not related to it and putting them as leftover questions. I'm pretty sure this will take up an entire episode once again, all these questions that we got. So we'll get to those questions eventually. Most of them are evergreen questions, so you're good. It's not going to be like, what? This doesn't make any sense. But if we do have time, maybe I'll squeeze one or two in, because there is one that's a slightly time sensitive. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it, man. Microsoft questions. So First up, we got Black Viet, right? And his first question is, I went on a few Twitter spaces and heard from numerous speakers claiming that this Microsoft acquisition is bad for gamers. Their main reason was that this creates less competition, leading to less innovation, since there are only going to be 3 big studios left if Microsoft continues buying up publishers. What are your thoughts on this? All right.
No.
Okay, go ahead, Manny.
I don't agree with that at all. Because you're just thinking about it in the sense of like, oh, they're not going to be in competition. Obviously, obviously, Sony is going to be on their game for this one. Whether it be just because Microsoft managed to snatch up a bunch of studios doesn't mean that Sony can't essentially do what they do best, which is essentially pushing their own titles, on getting new titles to come out, because that's the one thing because here's the thing, out of all these, we're all talking, it's great, Microsoft has that nostalgia bump. They have the previously known titles. Those are important, but what about the future of these games? Will this be an environment that'll be conducive to making new titles? Because all we could just have is a bunch of studios. We could just have, Bethesda is the blah, 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 and blah studio, and that's all they make.
Yeah. Only thing I have to... Go ahead.
People seem to forget this is $68.7 billion. They need to make money. They can't just, all right, we own this, so now let's just sit on our ass and let the money roll in. That's not how this shit works.
Well, no, they're not. They're gonna. Here's the thing: like, they're gonna do their, but they're doing what they should be doing, is essentially trying to make their platform as attractive to gamers as possible. As far as competition, good competition, that just means that Sony needs to be on their game. It means Nintendo needs to be on their game, even though they're rolling in the blue ocean. So I don't think it's bad for any of this. I think the only reason why everybody thinks this is doom and gloom because it's a bunch of places that people have heard of.
Yeah. The thing I don't understand, maybe Black Viet, he's in there, maybe give us some clarity here. He says 3 studios left. There's way more studios left.
He's talking about publishers, 3 major publishers is what he's trying to say. 2K, Ubisoft, and EA. When you think of like,
and Ubisoft, hold on. Okay, let's break them down. Let's break them down, right? So we got 2K, right? Mm-hmm. We have Ubisoft, right?
Yeah.
EA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tencent.
We got to bring Tencent in there.
Tencent in there.
Square-Enix, if you want.
Square-Enix, that's another one, right?
Capcom,
Sega.
Sega. But do you count them as big?
Sega has Atlas.
Sega has, So basically, I guess the qualification is if you've been able to have an E3 press conference, you're big.
I mean, Namco.
Bandai Namco. That's another one, right? So there's more than 3. That's the only thing about this. But to the heart of the question, I've been asking myself this question since the acquisition, and I don't know how to answer it. The question is this good for gamers? I don't know. It's good for Xbox gamers, not good for PlayStation guys.
It's
good for PC gamers. It doesn't really impact them in any way, though.
So I guess there is no direct answers for this.
No, I don't. To be honest, I don't think it's. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it is what it's. It's doing what it's supposed to. It's making this stuff attractive to people that may not. Again, we're talking about a place where a platform and not an actual console. So what are the things that make these things attractive? It's just no different than Netflix or Disney getting all these different IPs. It's the same situation.
Yeah, when they bought FX, Fox, remember all that stuff.
Yeah,
ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's different that's going on in the film space. Oh, go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, you said it's a good for gamers. I don't have an answer. I honestly don't know if it's good or bad.
I said there's a definitive answer.
But
I mean, I don't see it as an issue because we're talking about Activision here. They're doing the same shit every fucking time. They're not innovating.
Yeah,
it's like what are they gonna do something other than Overwatch, Call of Duty, and the Blizzard stuff?
to go with Carlos, like, if anything, this means that that Microsoft will essentially start digging into the deep crevices of all the old IPs that Activision threw out because they didn't care anymore.
Exactly.
Their latest IP that hit was fucking Overwatch, and their other IPs that are big that they did are freaking remakes and reboots like Crash and Tony Hawk's. Like they're
Crash
not.
4 didn't do very well either.
Tony Hawk did great though. Tony Hawk is awesome. And then they took that team and they moved them to Call of Duty. And so it's like, we're not getting any more. That's it. We're done.
No, that's a one and done, Bo.
That's some bullshit. So.
All right, real quick. So Black Mage and Logic Wins both say that this is actually good for PlayStation because it's going to force PlayStation to to step up basically.
Exactly. This is like This is like the same situation when they were during PlayStation 3 time when they had to get this shit done. That's when they hit that point, and then they started putting out really cool stuff and new shit. That's the other thing. They're not depending totally on their PlayStation legacy to get them over the hump. You have situations like what was it, like The Last of Us? You telling me one of the best the best studios over there, essentially the Uncharted, they've become the Uncharted studio, and they told you, hey, we want to make a new game, and they just said, all right, let's do that, and that ended up working out for them. So I think not only the part that Sony, not only being an environment, at least classically being an environment good for developers to create these new IPs and ideas alongside with those familiar things. I think this is the time when they need to start really dotting some I's and crossing some T's.
Yeah.
And closing down Japan Studio when wasn't one of those.
That was not a good
steps
move
in the right direction.
Since people always call me out on this, I got to do it. Since I feel proud that I know this, cross the T's, dot the I's.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yo, Carlos, let's see the Bebop man. We're missing it right now, bro.
Oh shit! Oh, hold on.
But yeah, no. So, all right, Brian, any thoughts on this? This is good for gamers.
Well, I'm finding the whole question to be sort of mute because, like, the main problem is that it's just AAA games, and again, AAA games just don't seem to move the needles that much. So, again, whether it's Activision by themselves or Activision under Microsoft, I doubt that they'll move needles anyway because none of them don't really move. Well, they don't really move needles as a whole. They just kind of just rest on the same very safe things, like. It's guaranteed that Ubisoft will make another game like Far Cry because that's all they do now. They just make Far Cry clones. Whether it's Far Cry with guns, Far Cry with desert islands, Far Cry with cars, it's just, Assassin's Creed clones. Sorry, so hence you have Assassin's Creed, and then you have Assassin's Creed but future, i.e. Watch Dogs, and then you have Assassin's Creed but first person, i.e. Far Cry. Then you have Assassin's Creed but cars and vehicles, i.e. Riders Republic, and the other one that they had, not Drive Club. What's that racing game that they had? The Crew. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, your favorite game.
Yeah, so they'll keep on doing that. Activision will keep on making whatever nonsense they make, whether under Microsoft or not. Bethesda will keep on making whatever they make. So again, I don't think things will really change that much because things just generally don't. So hence, I don't see this as is this bad for gamers or good for gamers? It's just more sense of things will just stay the same. Just now it's under Microsoft rather than Activision by themselves. That's the way that I see it.
We might see some fun things in Call of Duty. Like one of the things that in recent generations, they've been releasing certain iconic characters. They had Rambo and Bruce Willis from Die Hard and all that stuff. And I was just thinking, man, they could probably put Master Chief or Marcus Phoenix and see him running around and have the voice actor come back and then he maybe whip out he has a chainsaw gun and he's the only one that has it, so that might be fun.
I mean, yeah,
basically Fortnite.
There is the idea.
They did some of that in the other ones.
There is the idea that these things can become like essentially cross pollination between all the well known characters. They can do their own,
All Stars.
Microsoft All Stars.
Yeah,
Even though they're not really officially Microsoft, games, but they kind of are.
Well, they are now. It is Microsoft games now. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the same idea of Disney Infinity having Marvel characters. Theoretically, they are Disney characters, but they're not.
Yeah, and I just people got to realize Microsoft did not pay $70 billion to have fucking Treyarch make a Halo game. So it's like they're gonna do the status quo, and that's why I said from the beginning that Phil Spencer was not gonna make the games exclusive because they don't want to fuck it up. They don't want to change. They don't want to change anything about the Activision. The only thing they want to change is the freaking leadership, because that's a good PR move, and that's about it. The money that flows in through Activision, the money that they expect from all the Call of Duties every year, from Warzone, from Overwatch, from all the Blizzard games and the subscriptions, that's what they're paying for. They're not paying Activision games to make innovative stuff.
And this is not just good for gamers. This is also good for the developers themselves. This is a chance to move around. We're hearing already from some developers that were linked to some of these studios, part of Call of Duty, that felt they were trapped. They were like, "Oh, I had to work on it. I've been on this shit for fucking years." Now, since it's all under the same umbrella, they can put in a request to move into another studio that's working on a different project. So that's great. We're going to see a lot of these developers move around, probably see some ones that left because of all the drama and craziness. Now it's under new management. Well, 2023, when it goes under new management, wouldn't be surprised. Just like we started hearing before with other certain new studios when they were under new management, of certain people coming back. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a win-win, and only time will tell if they actually produce bangers. If not, and we see the quality deteriorate, then we know. But I doubt that's going to be the goal. Not when they put so much money behind it. It's not like there was a blowout sale and they picked up these things like with the THQ. Remember when THQ went out of business and everything was going? They had an auction. And we heard all these companies that we've never heard of before pick them up. And we're like, who owns Saint Row now? Like, what? Nordic? What? And then eventually they bought the THQ part. And so it says THQ Nordic. Yeah. So it's different. This is a big company. And Microsoft, there's going to be a lot of eyes on them. And they know it, especially with all the money and plus internally. Just, hey, you put all these billions of dollars. You better produce some quality games. So.
Yeah. A couple of things here. With regarding, because a lot of people are saying, oh, now Microsoft's going to revive all these old franchises. Also, Phil Spencer said they kind of want to do that. But this is something Barry Burns says is a good point. He goes, ask yourself this: what has Microsoft done with Ninja Theory, Playground Games, Undead Labs, Compulsion Games, Obsidian Entertainment, and In Exile Entertainment since 2018? Yeah,
they're working on stuff.
But it's gonna.
If you go to their website, they all talk about future projects, current projects. But we're hoping that 2022 is the year that they at least release some of this shit, right?
Yeah, right. Because it's been a while. Also, real quick, first time chat. Ooh, Ashen Hunter 4. Welcome. Pretty sure they're a Throwdown fan, but welcome to the chat. They go, I don't think this acquisition means doom and gloom for PlayStation like some people say. I think it will pressure PlayStation to revive old IPs and create new ones. The question is, would that be enough if Microsoft doesn't stop there? What would happen if they buy Ubisoft and or Take-Two in the following years? Because that's something a lot of people are fearing,
Well, if they remember, probably not remember, but if you read the reports from Activision, they reached out to Microsoft and said, "Hey, listen."
Yeah, it was Activision that reached out to them. Remember that?
Yeah, exactly. People need to understand it wasn't Microsoft like knocking on the door like they did with Nintendo, saying, "Hey, you got a checkbook, how much money you want?" No, this is the other way around. So, especially with all the stuff that's going on with Ubisoft, with that other company that was buying up all the stocks a few years back, remember?
Yeah. Oh my God, what's the name of that company? I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yep. But they fought them off to make sure they had the stocks to just keep their independence. So
it wasn't Virgin, was it?
No, it was something else. It was a long name, Vivendi, something like that.
Yeah, Vivendi. Yeah. That's right. I'm so glad you said that, because the way people are talking about this is like Microsoft is like this giant octopus just reaching out and grabbing. No. Activision went to them, right? They went to, and we said this on the Thursday show, right? If it wasn't for the whole nonsense that's been going on with Ubisoft, with Bobby Kotick and all that, they wouldn't be trying to sell themselves off. No way, So yeah, don't think of it like that. That Microsoft is just gobbling up companies. It's that Activision wanted to be bought.
Yeah, they wanted to be
So keep that in mind. Take-Two doesn't want to be bought right now. They're good. You know, so don't worry about that.
Fine, especially with the Grand Theft Auto money. Ubisoft is doing.
They're fine. So again, very important to keep out. Microsoft is not coming for companies. It's Activision that went to them. You know, obviously very fortuitous for Microsoft. You know. You go ahead,
the only way that someone like Take-Two would sell to Microsoft is if they pay way above what they're worth.
Yeah. But again, it's just important to remember that Microsoft wasn't there. Microsoft was just like, oh really? Oh shit, let's go. You know.
Yeah. Well, we don't know how many other people. Yeah, we don't know if they approached others.
Like, yo, Nadella, we got money for this. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Yeah. You know,
we got the funds.
So think of it that way. That should temper your worries a little bit, you know. All right, moving on. We have all the questions that are about this, so get ready.
But even if Microsoft buys Take-Two, what is it gonna make? Is it gonna make Sony fear because they're gonna release a GTA every fucking 2 decades?
Yeah, like, right. Exactly. No, you're right about that. You know. All right, next question here. Should Microsoft? This is an interesting one. Should Microsoft continue buying more big publishers, or should they be satisfied with what they've acquired from Bethesda and Activision? It's not really up to us to say, man. They're going to do what they're going to do, you know?
Exactly.
I don't like, if Bro's here, he'd say the opposite, because he does believe that there is a point where you have too much money, you should just stop. I don't believe it. That's capitalism. You make as much money as humanly possible, you know? So I'm not against them, you know, getting as much money as they need to or want to. It doesn't matter, you know? So basically I'm just trying to say, I don't believe in the mantra of you have too much money, stop. No. You make as much money as you want.
And if let's say EA approaches them and says, "Hey, you're interested?" then that's something that you would have to listen to. You can't just say, "No, we have plenty." It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because no, we don't want you. Yeah.
Wait, what do you still have with your back catalog once the NFL is gone and EA is gone? Because that's coming up this year. We got FIFA talking about they want to pull out that deal and start sharing their IP along with other developers. And the same thing going on with the NFL. They're talking about trying to get out of this deal as well. So if that's the case, those are the 2 big money makers right there.
Yeah. All right, real quick. James the way goes, I think they should slow down. Why? And what do you mean slow down? Like, when did they buy Bethesda? That was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
That was a year ago.
It was a year ago.
No,
it
feels before the pandemic.
No, it was during the pandemic, I believe.
I think it was. Yeah.
It was during the pandemic, right? But again, it's a different situation, right? From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, they went to buy Bethesda. This is Activision coming to them. Very different situation, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's not like they need to slow down. It's just like, if you're a big company and Activision wants you to buy them and you have enough money, you're going to say no to that? No. You're going to be like, let's go. Of course, it's just on one condition. I'm getting rid of that motherfucker back there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So no, they don't need to slow down or anything like that. Again, me personally, I think that notion's ridiculous. Like, but I am a capitalist, so take that how you will. You know. All right, did I even have the next question?
Well, you are a capitalist, but if Tencent gets involved, then you'd be like,
yeah. Well, I don't want those fucking communists involved. You know. Again, I'm a capitalist. You know.
They're doing capitalist shit and they're fucking up everything.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that they're using our own system against us.
Yeah, they are. See those sly fucking commies, man. You know. All right.
I mean, can you even really call it communism anymore?
No,
it's like weird.
Yeah, because they're using our ideals, our economic ideals, against us. It's really disturbing. That's a whole. I'm not going to get into that conversation. You know, again, I don't think we should have gotten into business with China to begin with. But anyway, that's a whole other. That happened fucking before I was even born. You know.
It has nothing. But the thing is,
thank you, Richard Nixon. That's all I'm going to say about that.
The thing is, the thing about it is that it has nothing to do with it's just leaving the door for other entities to essentially Swiss cheese our system. Even though we can't, unlike the way our system is, we can let anybody in. Unlike with them, they have to own a piece of your company in order for you to have a presence in that country.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
You know, and we're going to get into the Japanese side of that a little bit later because we have to go over this again. You know, I wish Chris was here. We need to take that clip of Chris explaining why Western companies can't take over Japanese ones and just make a throwdown clip of that. It's like whenever somebody asks, just throw it at it, because we need to explain this every single time a Western company about. But we'll get into it.
I think it's because people just find it hard to believe that's how it works, because it doesn't work like that here.
No, it doesn't. But we'll get into that when we answer that question. All right, what are we up to right now? We got Mob Hits, who's also joining us in the chat. He goes, an Ultra Ton dropped this week when Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard. Yeah, it's very true. Ultra Ton is not a real thing. Megaton is a real thing.
It's not even a real thing either. It's a fake ass.
No, word. Megaton is actually like a bomb yield. It's actually a bomb yield. But we have to go beyond that.
Mega killer.
Yeah, kiloton.
Gigaton.
Yeah, gigaton.
That sounds like a rapper name. Yo, I'm Gigaton.
Yo, man, I'm Gigaton, son.
Yeah. No, those are actual bomb yields. Anyway, how do you guys think Activision Blizzard leadership will be under Phil Spencer, specifically when all Activision Blizzard did was milk their franchises and burn the rest to the ground philosophy? How will this new leadership shift this? One subset also asked, how will Microsoft fix Activision? So basically, but it's just the basic question is, how will they change things? We already know the first one, Bobby S. I'm telling you right now, the instant this deal goes through, Bobby Kotick is gone.
Well, ethics wise, there's only the only way is going up. There's no rock bottom to the current Activision regime. When it comes to making games, if you're concerned of milking franchises until they're dry, that's exactly what Activision is doing right now.
Yeah.
They're still on World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft came out in 2004, and they're still supporting that game. It's like there's no World of Warcraft 2 or anything like that. StarCraft 2, there hasn't been a new StarCraft in more than a decade. Heroes of the Storm, they fucking left it to die. Oh, fuck them, man. Fuck Bobby Kotick.
Well, I also think we don't see them focus too much on bringing AAA games to the mobile, like Call of Duty and Diablo, because that's something Microsoft is really not pushing, because they're trying to get all their games focused through Game Pass. So right. I don't think we're gonna see more big titles like, oh, by the way, we're gonna say bring Overwatch to your phone, yay!
No, don't you guys have phones?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
by the way, I want to. I like in the shout out to the Discord chat. We're talking about fucking Mike Ibarra.
Yeah,
it's like he leaves Microsoft to join Activision Blizzard only to get promoted because of all these fuckers messing up their shit.
Yeah,
and just to end up back into Microsoft.
Ain't that something?
Then what do you do?
That is funny. So yeah, that's gonna be. Here's the thing. I don't think there's gonna be any big changes with games. One of the things I keep hearing people say is like, "Oh, we're gonna stop annual Call of Duty releases." I'm like, why are you saying that?
Who says that?
Wait,
yeah,
remember that was from the Bloomberg report that they were talking about, that they weren't, because of the slow sales and other factors taking in, that it just takes too much time.
Are they just going to rely on Warzone then? Is that what it is?
They're focused on Warzone, and then have the other studios have more development time, because it's just this 2-year cycle just isn't cutting it, because these games it's not like a one and done and you move on. You still have the multiplayer. So the multiplayer is still alive, and it's all the way back from Call of Duty 3 and 4. Some of them are still going on. At least when it comes to new content, we still have the Battle Royale from the Black Ops 4. So you have all this stuff going on. So you're trying to make new ones, but at the same time, you're trying to keep the other ones alive and support them. And then we're seeing some collision with content not matching and different issues with weapons. So they're saying, well, maybe from what Bloomberg's report, you can go to Bloomberg's website and you can see, type in Call of Duty, and it's one of the things that come up, is that what they're hearing from the development side is that they're talking about cutting away from this yearly cycle and try to make it maybe
interesting. I thought there's people making a bullshit.
No. Remember, I posted in the chat. I put the link. Yeah. Remember, it was breaking news.
Yeah, but everyone knows to ignore Adam's fake news.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's the Bloomberg's like what is it? It's like money gated or some shit like that, subscription gated. So I didn't even read the report. I just read other sites as shit.
Yeah, but seeing is believing when it comes to Call of Duty, because
Call
I don't
believe it.
regardless of slowing sales, the sales are still top notch every single year.
Yeah, but the reason why is because of what's making the money, and that's a war zone with the battle passes and the microtransactions and all that. So if they say, all right, listen, because the plan for the longest was they're gonna cut Warzone and make it separate. It's making a lot of money, and because it's getting so big, look at the installs. You know, it's so big, just to keep it as its own thing, and then have the other ones. But they were, like you said, they're still making a lot of money when it's all under one umbrella, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it takes too much time on the development side. Things are fucking up, and they're having problems. And it's going to be the development side that forces that change. Not that they want to, but just they can't do the keep ups. They can't do the patches in time. Things are broken. The season 2 already got delayed for Vanguard. They're having a lot of problems. So,
but
that's
I think a couple of points. Number one, they've been doing this for well over a decade now. Every single year. Before, it used to be 2 studios only doing the games. Now it's 3. What is it? 4 now?
4 with a support team. Raven is the support team. They jump on all the other ones when they need help for certain things.
So there's 4, and then the second point is their Warzone is remaining relevant throughout the years. A huge part, and I guarantee you, a huge part of that is because it's involved in every new release. So every time you buy a new Call of Duty, everyone fucking gobbles it up. 10 million people every year buy that new version of Call of Duty, and what does it come with? Warzone. So every person that is hyped for a new Call of Duty has that access, that gateway to Warzone every single time. So it's always in the back of people's minds, even if they play the campaign or even they play the multiplayer. Warzone is always there.
Did you play? When was the last Call of Duty that you played?
So I bought Vanguard, but I haven't played it yet.
Anyway, the only reason why I asked is because when you boot up, if anybody knows this from the Cold War and now from last one, this one, it shows you all 4 of them. Like before when you boot up, you just have the game. Now you have 4 panels in front of you. You got the Cold War, which is the first one, even though you purchased Vanguard. Cold War is still there. Then you got your Vanguard, then you got Modern Warfare, and then you got the Warzone. And it's like, why are you doing this? Why? It's like, because you don't own, let's say you only own one. You don't own the other ones, but it's like it's still throwing it in your face. So it's weird that they're doing all of that. And they're trying to make the money and try to act like it's all linked together, but it's not. And we'll see. Because their plan, even before all this, was to make the Warzone separate, and that they would charge like maybe a subscription fee, or they have the battle pass and all that stuff, but when the next year rolls around, they'll have a big add-on, like they just did the Pacific add-on that came into it, and they're like, they'll have something like that, maybe charge like $30-$40, and everybody will jump in on that, and there you go.
I think a huge issue with this stems from back in the Modern Warfare days, because remember when Modern Warfare came out, the next game is the fucking Blizzard. Was it the one that was in the cold? What was it?
What?
I was like, was snowing in that game. The one that after Modern Warfare.
Cold
I forgot.
War?
No. It was
wait. Which Modern Warfare?
Is it World at War?
I mean, not the remake.
No. The original Modern Warfare. After ones, there was like the one in snow and shit.
There was World at War.
World at War. That one. It came out. People bought both of those games, but when World at War came out, people always Ghost came out after.
Yeah.
People would always go back to Modern Warfare and play the multiplayer. So that's why they keep doing this with we're keeping multiplayer of this one here and putting it in the menus. It's a rigmarole, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the whole problem that they're having, is that they have so many of these in all these studios, and they're all doing their own versions with the multiplayer, but they're all still alive out in the ecosystem. And it's like, well, we're still making new games, but we have all these multiplayers that are just multiplying. Who's monitoring? Who's maintaining all of those? Who's fixing the bugs and keeping the cheaters out? Have you seen recently, past 6 months? So there's nonstop cheating that's happening ever since they activated the crossplay, and all this craziness is going on, and they're doing permanent bans, and it's a lot. It's a lot, and they're trying to just reel it in because they were seeing so much money coming in. And think about it, like not Vanguard, but the one before this, Cold War, is their highest grossing Call of Duty in history, which is bananas when you consider, like, I remember World War II when the Call of Duty 2 came out, and you had the Normandy beach that blew people's minds. And I thought that was definitely going to be that, or like we said, Modern Warfare when that came out, awesome. But nope, Cold War outsold them all. So when you see those type of things happen, yeah, that's why they want to keep pushing to have another game out, and they have all these studios. But when you're not really shutting one down to move on to the next because you got the multiplayer, you're just adding more work, more work. Next you know, you're looking back and like, wait a minute, we're working on another Call of Duty, but we have 5 multiplayers, including Warzone, which is a live community with season passes, battle passes and all kinds of stuff and seasons. How are we doing all this? How are we going to do all this?
Yeah, it's definitely too mega, and the whole thing with like I told you with World at War, with Modern Warfare, and then same thing happened with Advanced Warfighter and fucking Black Ops. So it's like there's some that people gravitate to. There's others that it's like, okay, we'll play it for a couple of months and then just move to the previous iteration.
Yeah.
So there's just too many servers to freaking support.
It's a lot, and there's one thing that I always say whenever I do any of my Call of Duty reviews, besides the Black Ops 4 one, you get a lot for your money. If you think about it, you get a campaign, you get multiplayer, you get zombies, and you get the battle royale with the whole Warzone area. That's a lot. That's a little bit of something for everyone. You want to run around and kill zombies for no damn reason? There you go. You want to do a campaign and feel like a G.I. Joe? There you go. Multiplayer because you want to run a gun and kill people. And there you go. Warzone, the battle royale, everything is there. That's a lot. You do get a lot for your money. So.
Yeah. Real quick, want to welcome Brett. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Brett.
Welcome back.
Hello, Tony.
Do you have any thoughts about how Activision will change under Microsoft?
Well, probably less harassing of women folk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right,
Not
for
really
sure.
laughing at the matter, but yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yep. Again, that's the best thing for me. I'm like, get rid of that motherfucker Kotick. Here's the thing: none of us liked Bobby Kotick even before that.
Yeah, that dude is always. Oh, here's the crazy thing. Him, Al Khan, and the Weinstein guys, they're all fucking connected. They're all fucking skeevy New Yorkers.
What are you trying to say? Why you gotta talk bad about people?
I'm just saying.
Change your ways.
I'm just saying. They're just some skeevy ass New York businessmen that just managed to worm their way into the industry, and it's just. Now the industry seems to be, just kicking them all out.
Now I'm disowning fucking Bobby Kotick as a New Yorker. I didn't even know that. No, disowning that.
that dude,
he's now officially from New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
That dude had something to do with the origins of the Nintendo Entertainment System. He had to do with the company that originally had to launched the Nintendo Entertainment System in the test location, which was New York. So that motherfucker was part of that shit. So, skeevy ass motherfuckers.
So Tony, are you asking me with my tinfoil hat or without?
Without.
All right. Here's the thing. Blizzard Activision, as far as I'm concerned, was essentially a dead company, and I think a lot of people regarded it the same way. The whole allegations were kind of the nail in the coffin, man. It had been going downhill. They've been pissing off their fan base for years. They're riding on their own coattails from 2 decades ago, and they're starting to push everything into mobile. It was the heaving death throes of a once relevant company, and so what do I expect to change now? Well, I expect now they'll have a lifeline and won't wither up and die like they were obviously on track to do. So I think that'll probably involve a lot of just maintaining IPs. Overwatch, not going to fuck with it. Call of Duty, probably not going to fuck with it that much. I do foresee them giving special Xbox incentives, but not necessarily closing it down to exclusivity. Here's where I kind of wonder. The big ones, there's Overwatch, but StarCraft and Warcraft are kind of dormant IPs, and the reason that I'm really curious about those is that they are products as a service. They always have been, even before there was a name for it.
What if they bring back the old Warcraft? Remember, okay.
They brought back the original. They brought back the original vanilla Warcraft. But here's the thing: it's never been overhauled. And I know that this is a big guess, but here's the deal. If you look at the MMO landscape right now, it's kind of just this arid landscape. There's not much going on, and games like Elder Scrolls, which is not bad. It's not a bad game, but like Elder Scrolls Online and Final Fantasy are dominating it. And we live in a world where there is no juggernaut like WoW used to be. And there's such a brand name there and such an opportunity for continued revenue that I'll be curious to see if they try and tap that. Because otherwise, World of Warcraft it's essentially irrelevant at this point. I know there's going to be like 2 people out there who are like, hey, but come on, guys, you know.
Yeah. All right, man. Moving on next one. Again, all the questions are about the Activisions. All right.
It's not like it's a big story or anything.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All right. Next question from Mr. Mob Hits. Right. If and when Call of Duty goes exclusive to Microsoft, will this force Sony to start making multiplayer games? Do any of their current first-party studios have the experience to make something sustainable for their fan base? Nothing. I'm gonna say right now, nothing Sony can do as for on the multiplayer front will match Call of Duty. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. No, Call of Duty is literally like the white elephant in the room. Like it is an anomaly.
Yeah, I mean they've already sort of went down this road before with games like Mag. No, Mag is the big multiplayer.
But it wasn't good. I'm talking about good games.
No, have you ever played Mag? Because
I played Mag on the PS3.
Somebody in here begs a different.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Brian, what's up with Mag, man? You liked it.
Yeah, Mag was great. It was really fun. Too bad that Sony killed off the studio that made it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This goes back to what everybody's saying. What's Sony gonna do now? Do they they seem to have this compulsion to like go, okay, Microsoft did this, now Sony needs to do that. Like, why do they need to do the same thing? Why can't they do something else?
What if it's nothing?
Yeah. What if they just go, fuck it, we're just gonna keep doing what we do?
Yeah.
They could do that. That may actually work.
I mean, the thing they could sort of rest on their laurels in the sort of same situation of we know our audience, we know the types of games that our audience makes, that likes and enjoys, and we're going to continue to be the source of those type of games.
Yeah, and also remember at the moment, I mean, the question is if it goes exclusive, because right now Call of Duty's going to stay on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it goes exclusive, here's the thing: I'm talking about the base PlayStation fan. I'm not talking about the casual PlayStation fan, because those guys obviously love Call of Duty. So I'm talking about the hardcore PlayStation guys. They don't care about multiplayer.
Yeah, the thing about it, it's like you're trying to attract an audience that thinks that the first person multiplayer game is Call of Duty, and it's hard to go past the general zeitgeist thought of what those things are. Once you've reached a point where essentially anybody who's not even in the know thinks, okay, this is where you get those types of games, it's hard to change people's perception of what that idea is.
Yeah.
It's like how Microsoft was trying to move away from the idea of them being the bro gamer console. And try to
even with the TV, even that.
Yeah, even that sort of situation. Yeah, them trying to. They literally had a whole generation of them not being able to overcome that stigma that has already been established. It didn't even take that long for it to happen. So I think in general, Sony can go down the line of trying to attempt to make another multiplayer game. But how difficult is that going to be within there to try to crack that nut of the general audience? This Call of Duty is the thing. Well, the only way to do that is essentially to try to attract a specific IP that is within the zeitgeist as much as the Call of Duty franchise is, and try to build on something like that.
These people are going to go where their friends are. That's the bottom line.
Exactly.
That's it. Wherever their friends go is where they're going to go, because that's their crew. That's it.
I do want to ask a roundtable question.
Oh.
And I think this is an easy question to answer, but I don't know, the way some of the discussion has been, I think there might be some contrary opinions. It might be controversial here.
I was going to say
Just
controversial.
say it to my face, Carlos. Just say it to my face.
Do you, Adam? Do you like The Walking Dead?
Oh shit! Yes. Next
The
question.
nuke.
The nuke. If okay, I'm gonna ask it in a plain turn, and it's as easy as it can be.
I'm guessing that my answer is going to be no.
Tell him, Steve. Dave.
Okay, there you go. So, if Call of Duty goes exclusive to Microsoft, is PlayStation fucked?
Yes.
Oh,
I say yes.
Absolutely not.
Come on. At
I
least
say yes.
Nah, I don't think so.
Here's the thing. It's like Sony has been holding these bro gamers within its confines, like it's swallowed them whole. And that would be the equivalent of them just vomiting up all the bro gamers that they've acquired over the last decade.
Let me clarify also. When I say fucked, I don't mean they're going to go bankrupt or anything like that. But will it take a significant, and I mean a significant hit to the Sony brand and to their market share? And I say yes.
It'd be a world
I think
star
you need to rephrase that.
I'd say yes, actually. Because
You just say
would Call of Duty going exclusive be damaging to Sony as a brand?
You need to we got to rephrase it. Brett, you know me, I'm a stickler for words.
I just rephrased it for you.
No, you didn't.
Okay, what are you a stickler about?
Sony. Replace that with PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
PlayStation.
okay.
Oh well,
Yeah,
it's
because if you say that,
breadwinner.
yeah, I know, but let's just be accurate here, you know.
Okay.
Because if you say PlayStation, I'm gonna say yes, it will be a devastating, not a fatal blow, but it'll be a fucking you just
significant.
Yeah, you just shot him in the
blood.
Yeah, you just shot him in the gut. Like if you go to the hospital quick enough, you may fix that, but that's gonna hurt.
I don't think it'll bleed Sony out. It would just draw blood.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, what's Sony's response to this? Man, most likely they ain't got a response to this. Every once in a while, a company does something better than another company, and it affects for those of you too young to remember when Xbox used to be cool and that did a bunch of this shit and slowly fell from grace. It's this kind of thing happens. But here's the other thing. If they have a response to this, that response is years out. These companies are huge juggernauts, and you can't just turn on a dime to respond to something and throw a bunch of multiplayer games into production.
Unless you buy one that's already established and be like, oh,
we
own this. And
if I'm PlayStation, I'm trying to develop multiplayer games right fucking now.
Yeah.
Because you never know when Microsoft's going to pull that rug and be like, oh, I don't know about that new contract. They try to leverage and shit. They have all the fucking, Microsoft has all the leverage after that.
Yeah.
So
Microsoft.
We've also seen Sony attempting to try to crack that that multiplayer market. Riders Republic, right?
No, that's Ubisoft.
That's Ubisoft.
Whatever, not Riders Republic. Whatever that other thing
Killzone.
was. Not Killzone.
Killzone?
The one that just came out for 4 that nobody cares about right now.
Oh,
that was their
Destruction All-Stars.
Destruction All-Stars. That was them attempting to try to crack that nut.
I think
here's the thing.
I think a stronger argument is them locking down Call of Duty as a marketing exclusive. I think that's a better argument.
Let's round that out though, right? Because there's two prongs here, and they're both vitally important. There's two kinds of online gaming right now. You got your, the major hobbyist online competitive gaming, and that's going to be your Call of Duty and your Overwatch. If they locked both of those things down, they've got pretty much the entire market of online multiplayer cut.
Yeah, that's
Fortnite also plays a role there, so I think you're downplaying that. Oh, actually, just meaning just for the non-casuals.
Yeah. You got Call of Duty and Fortnite, man. That's
no. Call of Duty and Overwatch.
Oh, Call of Duty, Overwatch. Sorry, I'm forgetting about Fortnite. I see what you're saying, Brian.
Yeah.
But I feel like there could be a potential snowball effect there because I think there's a lot of crossover between Fortnite and Call of Duty and Overwatch.
You think so?
I mean, there's way more crossover in Fortnite and Call of Duty than there is God of War and Call of Duty or God of War and Fortnite.
I don't know about that.
I'm not saying it's not a 1-to-1, but I feel like there's potential, market share. Yeah, well, that's why I'm saying it. There's a whole thing with casual gamers. If a lot of people who play Call of Duty and have there could be crossover people playing Call of Duty and Fortnite, and the people who play Call of Duty are going to be all on Xbox, and if they're playing Fortnite with their friends, then a lot of more friends are going to be playing Fortnite on the Xbox and then PlayStation.
Fortnite has cross play though, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, does I don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just kind of shocked there because again, like everyone that I know that plays Fortnite is 12, and I know that because their parents tell me that. You know.
Yeah. I was just about to say, Brian, I'm with you 100%. I'm like, Fortnite is for like little kids. Like Call of Duty is for like.
Tony.
I don't know anyone like personally in my friend circle or their friend circle that plays Fortnite.
Agreed.
Like the only people that know that I've heard that plays Fortnite are people
their kids
who at work their parents say, "Oh, my child's playing Fortnite," or they want some V-Bucks. It's like, okay, cool. Their kids want that. I've never heard of. Again, that's just my personal experience.
Mine too.
Definitely.
Well, nobody on this panel plays it, so
hold on.
In the chat.
Yeah, I don't know a single adult that plays Fortnite. Go ahead.
But
anyone in the chat that plays Fortnite, just let me know. Because again,
please.
None of these people play Fortnite. What's your point?
No. The point is again, it's what Carla said. Like, I really think that there's more of a overlap between the God of War and Call of Duty than the Fortnite and the Call of Duty.
No. I know people that.
I know people that plays God of War, and I know people that play Call of Duty. They all tend to be in my age range and upwards, i.e., you guys. I don't know anyone that plays Fortnite.
I do. I know several people. They're all like a decade and a half younger than me, but they're still grown-ass adults, and they play both Call of Duty and Fortnite.
My nephews
play
both.
And here's the thing. Even if they don't, one thing that we're forgetting here, the 12 to 16 age bracket is an incredibly lucrative market because these people don't have bills yet. That's why so many things market towards 16-year-olds, because there's actually more money in teenagers than grown adults if you actually break it down. So we may all kind of dismiss it out of hand and be like, it's just, only a bunch of 12-year-olds play it. Yeah? Well, that 12-year-old game is raking money in over hand over fist competitive with Call of Duty. So, like, it may not be our thing, but that doesn't make it both important in terms of culture. I don't get it, but also important in terms of, financial gain, man.
That wasn't the argument. We're just saying the cross section. It's like, no, I think Call of Duty people and Fortnite people are not the same audience. That's all I'm saying.
They're not the same audience, but they are united in one factor. They're the general audience.
Yes, I agree with that.
So here's what I don't get. You guys really think that somebody who likes online competitive multiplayer games isn't going to like another online competitive multiplayer game?
Yeah, because it's a different type of multiplayer game. One of them is clearly made for children. Another one's for adults.
Yeah. No. I get that they're different, but there are all kinds of different single-person narrative cinematic games on. God of War and Spider-Man are different, but people who like cinematic story-driven games tend to like them both.
Okay.
There's a small separation, but
they're both for adults, dude. If you had one that's clearly for children, that's going to be a different market.
Nah, Spider-Man's a kiddie game, man.
No, it's not. Compared to something like a Paw Patrol game or some shit like that. Come on, now,
Tony.
I'm
telling you,
you're shooting
not
people.
Even that.
It's not only kids that play Fortnite, man. You just think that.
No, that's all I see. I may be wrong, but that's all I see.
You are wrong because you don't. Here's the thing: you don't hang out with gamers who are 21 right now, do you?
But they are.
But there are fans. We ask the fans right now. Do you play Fortnite?
Fans is an older demographic than that.
Our fans have generally been the same, which is interesting. Like, we've been around for 10 years, and our fans have remained in that 20 to 34 range, which is interesting. Like the older guys, they stop listening to Throwdown.
20 to 34 is a huge ass like.
Yeah, but that's an adult range. That's not we know. If you're 12 years old listening to Throwdown, don't listen to this fucking show. So that's all I'm saying about that. But let's not get. We're gonna get stuck on that. I already say we're getting stuck on this. No, he's not. Unfortunately.
Damn it.
Chris doesn't play Fortnite either.
Somebody needs to look up the player base.
Yeah, it's 18 to 24, 63%.
There you go, Tony.
Most of the
players are over 18
for Fortnite.
What?
That's it.
That's amazing to me. I thought it was all like 6 to 12-year-olds.
No, he's in the sense that he's talking about disposable income and just kind of he is right about that. But again, I say the uniting factor between these two, Call of Duty and the and Fortnite in general is the general audience. They have the eye of the general audience, and that's the one thing that you want to have, especially with a gaming franchise.
There's zeitgeist games.
They are zeitgeist games.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no one's disputing that. By the way, none of our guys in the chat play Fortnite. As they're being very vocal about.
Yeah, like it's almost like it's little Jimmy's getting into
little Jimmy's first multiplayer game.
Little bit Jimmy's first multiplayer game. That's what that is. But then again, it's like the PG-13 of multiplayer games.
Hey Tony.
Yeah.
Did you play Ratchet and Crank?
And Crank?
Yeah, who's Crank?
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, whatever. Did you play Ratchet and Clank?
I did, because I've been.
But that's a kiddie game.
Unfortunately, the franchise has gone that way. If you play the originals, they were not like that.
With names like Up Your Arsenal.
Yeah, Up Your Arsenal. Going commando and shit. The franchise did not start that way. It leaned that way.
Quest for Booty.
Yeah,
you're playing games outside of your demographic.
Yeah, but that's Ratchet and Clank. I've been grandfathered in. It's a different situation, man. I'm not going to go play Fortnite.
How long has Overwatch?
I'm gonna play fucking Overwatch. Get out of here with it. And Fortnite and Overwatch is not a kiddie game. Fortnite is. You're getting them mixed up again, Brett.
What's their? Okay, I consider them the same user base.
They're not. They're not. Overwatch is.
Well, no. Yeah. Overwatch
still
is
got guns.
Overwatch's fan base, extends a little bit further, than just younger audiences. Because it's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not really.
It's a lot more complicated of a game, especially when it comes to the different power sets of all the different characters.
But again, the majority of Fortnite is 18 to 24. Like you guys keep talking like the average Fortnite player is 12. No, the average Fortnite player is 22.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna take those numbers and throw them out because that's not what I see in real life. So fuck that. I'm not going with that.
Just circumstantial.
Tony says no.
Yeah, because I'm seeing it just for and Brian's too. So let's go with that.
Well, there's no point in talking about it anymore.
Yeah, well, I was gonna try to kill this 5 minutes ago because we're going in circles anyway. What the hell was the question? Oh yeah,
which is Ninja Turtle. I don't know how we got on this one. That's
that's what
that's the wrong podcast because we wouldn't be talking about Ninja Turtles.
No, because we got the new game coming out.
Those lovely
Ninja Turtles are kitty shit, man.
Michelangelo got killed off, and he won't be in it.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't even know if we answered the question. I don't know what the question was. Oh yeah,
should answer the question quickly.
Should Sony make multiplayer games? There you go.
Okay, to basically add on to what Carla said, I do think that if Call of Duty were to go exclusive, then PlayStation, there you go, will be in trouble because again, that's a big hitter on that platform. You can't deny that. Let's look at MPDs. It's always two of them every single year. Somehow there's two. Makes no sense. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it will be a big hit to PlayStation, and I do not think that currently Sony has a studio that can produce a multiplayer game that can compete.
I agree with that. Because it's not Sony's focus.
It's hard. I mean, again, like I said before, it's how everybody's tried to crack that nut, and they still haven't.
Every single one of them has failed.
Every single one falls. Like even their closest competition, which is Battlefield, still can't even compare with that.
Exactly.
Battlefield drops the ball
because people were saying like, oh, they're going to get Battlefield. No, that's not. It's like, no. Battlefield does not compare to Call of Duty in terms of numbers.
Well, even then, like we can look at the history and like people have making Call of Duty killers, quote unquote, since the PS3 days, and Call of Duty is still here. So that says like a lot. Like if you throw like everything you have and the kitchen sink at a game that you're trying to topple, and the game still exists like 2 generations afterwards, then it's fair to say that you can't compete. Like the only thing that's really quote unquote killed it has been GTA and Fortnite.
Yeah, GTA is the only one that and Fortnite could get those numbers like Call of Duty.
But again, it all goes back to just the player base. You and your buddies, you're all used to playing it. You know the formula, you know the format, you know what you're getting into. Just like Grand Theft Auto. Whenever another open world game that comes out similar to that, we're like, oh, it's a clone. Nah, I'll just stick with Grand Theft Auto. Fuck it. I'm just going to do. And that's what a lot of these people do. Homefront and all these other ones that have come out that are quality games, but no one gives a shit because they're like, I'm already established in Call of Duty. My boys are playing it. This is what I'm going to do. So.
Yeah, but real quick, Mighty Nerd says during the PlayStation 3 era, Sony was doing fine with Killzone and Resistance. Those games were not matching Call of Duty, man.
Those were not doing Call of Duty.
And both of those franchises don't no longer exist. So that lets you know right there what's up.
Resistance was fun. I don't know why they just killed that off.
Yeah. All right, man. Good discussion. Let's move on here. Logic Wins, who's been joining us in the chat. All right. Putting yourself in Phil Spencer's shoes, if you had to choose one of two options, which would it be and why? First option, make mainline Call of Duty titles exclusive to Xbox ecosystem, assuming Sony refuses to put Game Pass on PlayStation. Or option 2, allow all Call of Duty titles to be on PlayStation on the condition that Xbox gamers get ports 1 year after they launch on PlayStation of all Sony Marvel games for the foreseeable future. That second one will never happen in a million years.
Won't happen.
It won't happen in a million years. So can't really answer this because that's too impossible. It'll never happen.
Yeah, like
but
Microsoft they're not getting Spider-Man and not getting God of War.
They're not getting none of. By the way, I saw some of this chatter today. It's like, oh shit, Activision made all these Spider-Man games. We're gonna be getting none. No, you won't. You're not getting none of those games
because they don't have the Spider-Man franchise. Unless Marvel makes some sort of exterior deal that says, okay, we're gonna make a totally different set of Spider-Man games for whatever. But they haven't made that deal.
Right? Did they do Prototype?
Activision did, yeah. That was one of theirs,
Yeah, so you can get Prototype.
Yeah, you could do that. But I will say, and we said on Thursday, yeah, I mean, speaking for myself, if I was Phil Spencer, I would lock that shit down, man. I would be like, no, I would be like, the Soup Nazi, no Call of Duty for you,
go ahead. Real quick. I like how we were talking about, they don't have an answer for Call of Duty, and Adam's like, well, do Prototype. Like they literally have the answer that killed the Prototype.
Yeah,
infamous.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for sure. All right.
I mean, the idea is just to if once the Sony deal runs out, lock the thing down. They could totally do that, and and then they could also go with the idea of oh yeah, you can have that if you put Game Pass on your shit.
By the way, I'm gonna offend a lot of people.
Oh, gonna be controversial.
You know that multiplayer. Multiplayer is bad in first-party Sony games. When all of these people live and die by Last of Us fucking multiplayer.
Yeah, yeah. Or Uncharted. Yeah,
exactly. I'm like, these motherfuckers. Like, come on.
Yeah, if that's your example for high quality PlayStation multiplayer, nuts. No.
Yeah,
it ain't it, Chief. All right, man.
Shout out to Brian, man. Only if they put an effort into SOCOM when they had the chance.
And Mag. Don't forget Mag.
And Mag. And shout out to Riku Warhawk.
No, he also loves that Last of Us one.
Oh yeah. Well, Riku is a PlayStation player, so.
Yeah. This is funny right here. Bob Hits goes, what's the difference with Sunset Overdrive maybe going to Sony and a Spider-Man Activision coming over to Microsoft? Difference is the Sunset one is more realistic.
Yeah, it is.
That's the difference.
I was going to say one game was successful.
Yeah. Oh man. Tell us how you really feel. Actually, that's just true. All right, man. Yeah. We don't need to go into that one. It's not going to happen. Sony's not letting that go.
No, I mean, unless Microsoft can make some sort of deal with Marvel or Disney, for a new title. But at this point in time, Spider-Man games are locked down to the PlayStation.
So don't expect Shattered Dimensions on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly.
don't expect that on Game Pass.
I mean, I don't know, man. After those other initial Spider-Man games, most of those after Ultimate Spider-Man, all those Spider-Man games kind of sucked.
Shattered Dimensions was awesome, dude. That was good.
It was adequate.
It was actually great. It was better than Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. How are you even
because they're the same.
It's a movie and a game.
It's the same story. It's the same kind of story. Spider-Man from different dimensions, different Spider-Mans getting together. I'm like, that was the original Spider-Verse. You motherfuckers just stole that shit.
You mean from the comic books?
Yeah, from the comic book, exactly. So isn't that funny how that worked? But Shattered Dimensions was probably the last good Spider-Man game. Then after that, because Beanox made a couple good ones. They made Shattered Dimensions. They made this other one. I think it was the one before Shattered Dimensions. That was good too. you know. But like the movie ones, the Amazing Spider-Man, not so much, you know.
Amazing Spider-Man games weren't very good.
Yeah, no, Shattered Dimensions, and there was another one. I forget the name of it that was really good. But anyway, you and I,
Shadows.
That was good. That was a good one. You know,
the Hulk one. The Hulk was fun. I like the
Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Yeah,
that was fucking
an
amazing.
Activision game,
yes,
yeah.
You're not gonna see. Yeah, you're not Hulk. I don't know who wants the rights for the Hulk games.
That's what I'm saying. It's not Spider-Man,
No.
So maybe they still do have rights if they want to pick up, or at least if they have rights to do a backward compatible. If they can add that on that list, maybe they can do that.
Well, I mean, because they still do have the company. I don't remember them Activision closing down the company that made.
Well, that was because Hulk Ultimate Destruction was made by the same people who did Prototype.
Yeah, I don't know if that company still exists anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
I'm saying if they have it, they can say, well, we'll just pay some royalties and we'll just put it in the backward compatible list. That's it.
Yeah, who knows?
Just dump it in there.
Why?
Exactly.
All right, man. Let's move on here. Okay, Logic. This was asked by Logic Wins and Epic Geezer. I just combined them into one. Outside of Call of Duty, what other Microsoft acquired Activision IPs are you excited about that the gaming media isn't giving enough attention to? I'm personally excited, extremely excited, for the prospect of a new true crime or prototype.
True crime was awesome. Your guy the cop can arrest people. He can get high on drugs. It was fun. I missed that one.
I remember True Crime because the only one I played of those was Streets of New York, right? And that game because it was realistic, one-to-one New York.
Lines. Remember that?
Yeah, no, but the thing is, like, I was like, oh yeah, driving around the city fucking sucks because it was realistic, right? And so I'm trying to chase a perp. I round a corner. It's like, oh, it's a one-way street. I'm going right into traffic in these narrow fucking lanes.
About the car. I didn't even bother with the car.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Tony did. He started running around everywhere.
Yeah, I had to. You know.
You gotta take the drugs, and then I got hooked on drugs because I needed the boost. So my guy became a drug addict. Well, that's life.
Yeah, and I mean, we all know what happened to the streets of Hong Kong. That became something else, you know. Mm-hmm. What's the name of the game that it became?
Rise to Honor? No, is it Rise to Honor?
No, not Rise to Honor. Everybody always talks about it.
It's not Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, it is Sleeping Dogs. It is Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs was awesome.
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs was originally True Crime Streets of Hong Kong. That was the original one. You know, that never came out. It became Sleeping Dogs.
Beat that game 3 times.
Yeah, but like I said, the only Activision games I actively played and bought were all Marvel games, so those aren't coming, you know.
Tony Hawk, man, those are the ones. I'm just glad that that's coming back because I loved 1 and 2. That was my game of the year. Even recently, it was game of the year for the Switch because it came in 2021 to the Switch. And then when they announced, the studio that's behind them is being divided up. Some going to Call of Duty, some are going to go do some Diablo stuff. I'm like, what the fuck?
Diablo.
You know, and it made so much money too. It did great. So hopefully now we can see a new one.
Yeah.
With that's yeah.
But yeah, I don't have an answer. I don't, like I said, I don't care about Activision games, so I don't have an answer.
Guitar Hero, bring that shit back.
Nah, that shit needs to die. I'm glad that craze is gone. You know?
No. They don't have to do the new ones. Just bring all the old ones. Bring that back to the same thing. BC. I still got the guitars downstairs.
That's the thing about for me for Activision, it's the same thing. Like I really don't care when they lost the Marvel license and stuff like that. I really didn't care about most of their games. Yeah. But maybe maybe they could. I said this before on the main show. What if they brought back something like a Pitfall in the world of like a some sort of Uncharted sort of type of game? That'd be fun, jumping over pits and shooting up people. Why not? With the original.
That's the interesting part of it. Like they have a lot of IPs because of this Activision acquisition, but do they have a lot of studios within?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
To make these types of games.
To answer what we heard before, the question was like, well, look at all the studios they have. What are they doing? Maybe some are still in a weird limbo of like, well, we got 3 different models that we're working with, and their original IPs, we'll try them out. And let's say they don't work out, then Microsoft can just jump in and say, hey, we got these 5 that you could try to reboot. Do something. Run a test build. Let us know what you think. And that's it. Mm-hmm. There you go. This is not going to be like, for next year. This is long term with all these projects. This is great with this back catalog of stuff. So if one of their developing teams is having issues, or let's say they present something that's not to Uncle Phil's liking, he's like, I'm not feeling that one, but we would like to reboot some of the ones that we just picked up if you're interested in any of those. Or maybe, let's say if they have a certain IP and it was like, oh, look at the gameplay, this plays great. It's like, yeah, but maybe if we throw a theme on it that's more well established, like let's make this StarCraft. Can you do that? Can you put the StarCraft skin like the Ghost? Can we do that? Oh yeah, we could. All right, there we go. That's it. We just reskinned it, rebranded, and now it's a known IP.
Yeah. Anybody else? Activision games you want back?
Yeah. Heroes of the Storm. even though it's still out there, man. I'm scared, man. That Microsoft will just kill it, but who knows? Maybe they'll do good by it, but we'll see, man. By the way, I want to ask Brett a question.
Oh,
this is Throwdown Your Questions. So, Brett,
it's true.
Shoot.
Do you have an opinion on World of Warcraft and why we haven't seen a new one, and it's just building upon the old one, and it's gotten a lot of significant updates, but do you think it would be helpful for the franchise to have a new one?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's a problem or a conundrum that you have in situations like that, where if you launch a sequel, you run the risk of splitting your player base. There was that actually happened real bad. That's what killed EverQuest when EverQuest 2 came out.
Sony franchise, by the way.
Yep. It split its player base just as Warcraft was coming out, and it had a mass migration that pretty much killed it. So I get that they're basically playing it safe. It's been a bad idea because you've played it safe well past the point where you need a refresh, and you've lost the crown to other people. But yeah, I think it is definitely time for a World of Warcraft 2. And if you tie that into Game Pass, you got yourself a win.
Yeah, I mean that'll help with the subscription service, because it was $15 a year, $15 a month in 2004 for World of Warcraft. Think about that.
How much is it now? A month. Is it still that price? Or?
I don't know, but that's the price of Game Pass. But I feel like if they do a because back in World of Warcraft was one of the, if not the biggest game in the world. It was something that got people hooked, and a lot of people were obsessed with it for years.
Monster Camp, that documentary of all these people that changed their lives just wrapped around World of Warcraft. Some people left their families, or their families left them. Other people had issues where they just ran away, and it was nuts.
Oh shit!
It's on Netflix. Monster Camp, I think this is called.
I need to check that out. But yeah, if it still has any pull left, releasing a sequel will be huge ass news in the industry.
Maybe Dragon will come back.
Well, there is the market.
The industry a long time ago.
Look at how New World fell on its face.
I would agree with you there, but given how much they fucked up the World of Warcraft remaster thing that they had, or the remastered like the classic one, and how badly they fucked that up, I don't trust them.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's for Warcraft right now, for World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but if they handle a legacy title with that little respect and care, then what's to say that we trust them with one of the biggest titles in gaming?
Yeah, I guess that's where Microsoft hopefully comes in and doesn't fuck it up. But yeah, that's that's a good point. But that's all we can hope for, because they're paying 68.5 billion, to use these franchises, and World of Warcraft is one of the cash cows. So
what if they put the Fallout 76 team on it? Said, all right, let's get a whole new team to work on this.
No, they're not gonna do that, man. That's apples and oranges right there.
I don't know. I'm just saying if they want to refresh it and something like, hey, you got any good ideas? You're familiar with this style. You're doing 76, so.
Also, Manny, to answer your question, Radical Entertainment is still around.
There you go.
The last game that they worked on, as per Wikipedia, was support for Bungie's Destiny. That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah, haven't done anything since.
It just came into my mind. You know how everyone is posting those pictures of like Microsoft acquired this studio and it has like columns of all the games.
Yeah,
it's like
the best one was the Avengers one. Did you see that the video?
That was great.
Yeah, no. Basically the end of Avengers Endgame, like Captain America was like all fucked up, but he's Halo, right? And then fucking T'Challa comes in, he's Call of Duty, and then all the other Avengers come in. They're all they're all Activision, right? And then on the bad guy side, you have all the Sony fucking, Thanos, he's got a war,
he's got a war, yeah. Which makes sense. Yeah, Brian posted it on the chat.
Okay,
yeah, that was good.
I just need to say something real quick. I did like how they had like the main three of Halo, Forza, and
fucked up.
Was Thor, Iron Man, and Captain. It's like
Captain America.
That's really good. It works so well.
Yeah, it worked well, but they were also really battered, which makes a lot of sense too.
Oh, you gotta send me that. I want to see that.
Yeah.
It's on the Twitter.
It's on the Twitter.
Was it a self drop? Who self dropped it?
What's up,
Brian did it in the morning.
Yo, what's up, Brett? I heard my name.
Well, in the meantime, so before I forget, like Microsoft posted that image, right? That tweet where the image is like Xbox and Activision, and it showed like the games. That's like, imagine the next one's like everyone's wondering, oh, who are they gonna get next? And they post a fucking blue box. It's like,
we're gonna finally make it.
By the way, I got another one. When I was making a Hot Pocket like half an hour ago, and I just thought of something funny, but it was after a conversation they were having about Call of Duty. It's like Adam was saying, who are they gonna get to make all the support for all these multiplayer games? They release one every fucking year, and I'm like, Rare's got to do something.
They're not making avatars anymore. They
ain't making avatars or games at this point.
I can see it now. Check your emails. Please see username and login to this server. Now fix. I was like, what?
And Adam's going to be the only one that sees that email,
Yeah, I get a lot of emails.
I think every time we post something in the Twitter chat, we'll just email it to him,
Yeah, you should
that would work. That would definitely work.
Oh, man. All right, let's move on. Still more questions about this. And now we're getting a little bit into the Sony side of the situation.
Oh, Sony.
Actually, yeah, the rest of these questions are, it's about the acquisition, but Sony related, All right. First up, Assyrian Air Force. All right. Considering how Sony helped Squaresoft when the company almost went bankrupt, would Sony try to acquire Square-Enix? All right, we got to go over Japanese acquisitions. This fucking podcast, man. Here's the thing. Japanese companies don't gobble each other up the way American companies do. Think about, you asked about Square-Enix. Why is that name Square-Enix? Because what happens in Japan is they merge. They don't,
Bandai Namco.
Yeah, they merged. Sega, Sammy Sega, I believe it was, or Sega Sammy. They merged. They never gobbled each other up like that. So if this were to happen, it would be like Sony, Square Enix, But I think people are they want Sony to buy another company so badly that they're just like Square Enix to do it, but it doesn't work like that. Not in Japan, So
let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Has Sony ever bought a development team in response to somebody acquiring more development?
No.
Is there even a precedent for that, or are people just being like, "Well, Microsoft acquired Sony, so because life is fair, Sony should acquire somebody"?
But hold on, but I got to answer, Brett. Not only that, Brett, but they don't like the positive. I'm just being real right now. They don't like the positive reviews that this is getting from Microsoft, so they want to bring them down a peg. Let's just be real here. It's just salty fanboys.
Usually there's like a kernel of truth or something. So this is just blind hoping.
Yeah, exactly. These are the same people that honestly believed that Sony was going to announce backwards compatibility on a Sunday. Did you guys see that nonsense?
No, yeah.
Oh my God, that was so basically
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So like, the whole shit place. I went through it. They confirmed it. Let's fucking go.
Maybe they thought Japan was in the future because they are a day ahead. So it's it's Monday.
So they're not going to do it off of some random thing. It's going to be a blog post and a Twitter, everything. And usually, Sony always drops the big news on a Tuesday or a Thursday. on a Sunday, really, but people, this is how desperate people are for a win right now for the Sony fans, so that's where stuff like that gets born. Like, who are they going to buy? Who are they going to buy? They have to buy someone. They have to buy someone to send a response. They have to. No, they don't.
They got VR, the new one coming out. Microsoft doesn't have a VR, so.
And here's the thing: I can't speak.
I'll buy one
I can't speak for Square-Enix, but a lot of companies like Capcom are family owned. They're not going to just willingly want to merge.
Same thing with places like Konami. It's family owned. It's not even like, so they'd have to make these deals with those families, and then it has to be a mutual agreement.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing about it is that you got to realize you're not talking just about Sony.
Yeah. I understand. Sony helped Squaresoft, after the debacle with the Spirits Within. I get that, but that doesn't go, oh, you helped us out, let's merge. It doesn't work like that, dude.
As Sony fans, like, you have to realize, like, some of these acquisitions are just, they're for gamers who love these studios, they're great, but it's mostly a PR headline for the other people.
Yeah.
And if you ask a Sony gamer, what would you prefer if your company bought Activision and Bethesda, or is Insomniac, Sucker Punch, and Bluepoint?
Yeah.
Who, like, at least for me, I prefer the latter.
Yeah, same here.
I'm sure for the Sony folks, it's the same thing, but it's still going to be like, oh no, we need that W, man, we need that W, and it's dumb. It's like they're
still gonna get the W, man. Like, Sony is still going to come out on top. It is a fucking juggernaut with generations of being top dog under its belt. We're just finally seeing a not so one-sided fist fight.
Exactly. And that's why I love the competition. It's like Microsoft has the ability to hemorrhage a significant portion of the fan base away from PlayStation at not at a snap of a finger, because there's contracts and stuff, but pretty fucking close. And Sony has to react in certain ways. They don't have to react by buying a $70 billion company.
They can't match them dollar for dollar. They can't.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
But they can. They can. What if Studio MHDR is available, or what if some other companies, like super small company? What if Kojima is available?
Yeah.
It's like, you can make small acquisitions and still be as significant for the fan base than buying a huge ass fucking corporation that is what it is.
Yeah. We'll get to, hold on. All right, let's just jump to the next question, because he's already asking this in the chat. Mr. Syrian Air Force, thank you for joining us as always. Oh, I see Otaku Man in there, and Otaku Man, you could back me up with this too. And I wish Chris was here, but again, I also don't want him to repeat the same shit we need to repeat every 6 months in this fucking podcast. Anyway. What publisher would make sense for Sony to acquire? I feel Square-Enix would be a great fit. I would bring awesome JRPGs. Again, they won't acquire them. They would just merge with them, right? And then one of the other fears is like, oh, what if... actually, you know what? We'll save that for a little bit later. We got one more question, then we'll get to that. Because, again, we got to explain again why a Western company can't acquire a Japanese company. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work. Yeah,
they can, but the issue is all of these companies that we've seen, the Square Enix, the Bandai Namco.
Well, there's a law in Japan you can't do that, but anyway.
But they're usually not one company is that much bigger than the other one to make it like, oh, we're just gonna consume you all. It's like they're pretty similar sized companies, and they have the same weight and same power, and they're they merge.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason like Bethesda was able to buy Shinji Mikami's company is because he owns it.
It was a new company.
Yeah, it's like, oh, go ahead,
Yeah, but like big corporations like those, like the Konamis and the other ones, they're not going to do it.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit when we get to that specific question. All right, who are we up to here? Oh, these are some sponsored questions.
Who's sponsoring?
Yeah, sponsors.
Mr. Ramudeth is sponsoring some mob hits.
Can I just
questions.
answer
go ahead.
the last question really quickly?
Yeah.
Sony should buy Bungie.
Bungie?
No. Think about that, right?
I mean,
that's Tencent. They're done. That's it.
No. We've been saying how like Sony needs like quote unquote respond in case worst case Call of Duty goes exclusive. So the best way that they can respond is with one of the top tier FPS companies out there, Bungie.
That'd be I don't know about we'll see.
Idea.
It's very interesting, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
they would have to go in business with Tencent.
That's Tencent. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know how much Tencent owns of Bungie. It could be like a really minority share. But
they gave him $100 million, so I'm sure there's something behind.
Well, they spent $500 million on Destiny too. So on Destiny 1.
See, no, but this is from Tencent. That's what they put in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but if Tencent owns them, I don't think Sony could buy them. I don't,
Sony doesn't own Bluepoint, do they?
No.
Yes.
Really? Yeah. Oh no, Bluepoint. I'm sorry. I thought I was thinking Blue Box. Sorry, they just bought
Bluepoint. Yeah, they bought Bluepoint. Yeah.
Okay,
Blue Box. I don't know of any. That's Life of Black Pyroman.
I mean, that would have been my answer. It's like I thought I remember talking about
Bluepoint. Yeah, Bluepoint. Yeah, they got them. No, but again, that's what Sony is. They buy smaller studios. That makes sense for them.
They buy smaller studios that are practically a part of them already.
Yeah, I was going to say. I've said this before.
Family, pretty much.
Yeah. I was going to say that Throwdown. Sony buys studios the way I bring new members of Throwdown. It's like I know you're on board now. It's as simple as that. They keep it in the family.
Here's how you know Sony's going to buy a studio. Here's how you know Sony's going to buy a studio. You think they already own them?
Yes.
Yeah. So Kojima Productions is
that's the next one. Yeah, that's the next one for sure.
By the way, Brian, I hope you didn't jinx it, but I want a day where Sony acquires Bungie, and I'm gonna be fucking buying all the packs of fucking popcorn I can, and just sitting on my fucking TV on my computer screen and watching Twitter, man, because that'll be a fucking day.
Those traitors, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On that day,
Bungie never made a good game anyway.
What? Oh shit.
That shit happens. I will set up a live stream of Twitter reading reactions.
Yes. Yeah, we may pull a first and have a throwdown that night. That's not gonna happen. We stick to a very strict schedule around here. All right, move on here.
The boss is a slave driver.
Damn right. Where are we? Okay, anyway, Mop hits this extra question here. Has Microsoft's Activision Blizzard acquisition turned Sony's plans upside down this generation? Where does Sony go from here?
I mean, they haven't released anything, man.
Yeah, they haven't.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
We won't be seeing the fruits of a lot of these labors. That, again, like Microsoft, we haven't seen anything from any of the companies that they announced that they've acquired yet.
Yeah.
This is what was it? When to come do a fun comparison, a weird comparison. When Barack Obama took the presidency, right? He said, I went on the idea of change, but change doesn't happen instantly. You have to essentially start the beginnings of what you're going to do and hope that it lands in the right place in the future. And that's exactly what Microsoft is doing. They're laying the groundwork and ready to shoot off that missile into the future. And then once all that shit hits, and hopefully it'll hit on the mark. That is when we'll see when all of this is happening. It's going to take effect.
I will say the one place where I feel it has affected things is public perception.
Yeah.
You ain't hearing nobody saying Xbox don't have any games anymore.
Yeah, no,
even though they still don't have any more games than they did. I want to clarify. It is the exact same amount of games, but now everyone's like, oh, no, nobody's saying they don't got games.
Yeah, because there's all this huge amount of potential. It's like we can literally see the rainstorm coming. You keep telling us it's coming, and you can see it in the air, but it still hasn't reached us yet.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't upend Sony's plans, but it does. What is it? It does change a little bit. It's going to make Sony do something. Obviously not something as
maybe they're going to buy Square-Enix.
Well, not even that. Just at the release window, They just once they figure out what's going to happen, because one thing we don't know, and this is the thing a lot of people aren't thinking. They're like, oh well, 2023 then it's finalized. Yeah, but there are contracts that Sony has with Activision for Call of Duty and some of the other ones for that exclusive content and just for being on the platform. There's deals.
Yo, man, Sony's gonna buy Sega. They're gonna buy Konami. They're gonna buy everybody, man.
We'll find out hopefully within the coming weeks or months how many Call of Duties are under that contract.
About 57.
Because we know Uncle Phil said that they will be honoring all those contracts. He sent that out in a tweet. Okay, so what is that? Is it, we're guaranteeing Call of Duty to be on Sony till 2024? It's like, if that's the case, then next Call of Duty will be there and the one in 2024, but 2024 will most likely be the last one. So we'll see. We don't know yet. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I genuinely agree. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, I just love that somewhere in Japan, somebody is in a boardroom at Sony going, "We need more fucking games."
Well, it's not. The thing is, it's not in Japan anymore.
Remember, they got heat for that. They left.
Oh, that's right. Okay, well, somewhere here, there's somebody in a boardroom going, "God damn it, we need more fucking games," and we're all gonna win because of that.
Someone in San Francisco is there. That's where they're doing it.
And it's probably Jim Ryan.
Yeah, right. We need more games.
Games.
I'm pretty sure if it's Jim Ryan, his plan is we'll just tell him we're having more games.
Yeah. By the way, Brett, this is what the new narrative is now. Oh, Microsoft only has games because they buy studios.
And
so it never ends, man. They always got to say something, you know.
They
only have those games because they bought all the studios. They ain't that. They didn't grow up organically.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and your favorite sports team bought all its players.
Exactly. All the players aren't from your local town. Sorry, buddy.
You don't.
Jesus Christ, these guys always.
All of a sudden, when they fire most of the team and replace them, you don't go with the team. You stay with the team, right?
That's it. But this is my hometown. Yeah, exactly. And then that star player is from, where is he from? He's like Yugoslavia.
I was about to say, this motherfucker's from Ghana and shit.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, come on now.
Well, the funny thing is, Manny made me think about this. When it comes to Call of Duty, people aren't a fan of Activision; they're a fan of Call of Duty, so they're going wherever Call of Duty goes.
They go where that goes.
We've seen that happen, you know. All right, man.
Yeah, there's at least one person out there, but like, you hear Microsoft bought Activision, like, I don't give a shit, dude. They're the ones that produce Call of Duty. Oh,
I play that.
You hear that gas? Like, don't take my duty. Don't take my crack. You know. All right, Ben. Let's move on. Next question. All right, here we go. All right. By the way, this is what Moped's called the Bibaporu bonus question. Love it.
So that's who's sponsoring it?
Yeah. You know what? That one is sponsored by Bibaporu. You know. All right. Would it be easier for Microsoft? Let me finish this one because I know this is one of those questions we're halfway through. Manny, you specifically are going to jump into correct, but let me finish this one. Would it be easier for Microsoft to acquire a Japanese studio now compared to before, considering the stigma of Western games is dying in Japan? Would it be far-fetched to see a Japanese studio under the Microsoft umbrella in the near future? All right, first of all, the reason, Western games are shit, that was not the reason why they didn't let developers buy them. There's a law. There's actually a law in Japan that doesn't allow foreigners to buy their companies. That's the reason why you're never going to see this shit. So that, even though Western games are being more accepted in Japan, which is actually true, that doesn't change anything with regards to their laws. You know, again, we need to seriously make that clip of Chris explaining why Western studios can't buy Japanese studios and just have it and literally post it every 6 months when this shit comes up. You know, because he did a way better job. He spent like 30 minutes explaining this shit. You know,
well, just to take a guess, and maybe I'm wrong, but it's like, well, aren't these companies put up in the Japanese stock exchange? So maybe there's a law for the Japanese stock exchange where it's like, yeah, this foreign entity can't buy out.
It's a certain percentage that they can't. They could buy. Foreign entities could buy into them, but there's a certain point they can't buy anymore. You know. So Microsoft could buy some Sega stock or whatever, but they can't buy them out. Yeah, it's the law over there. So that's why I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna say it. I'm not trying to be offensive, but this is me. I'm just a blunt guy, right? If you're a gamer, how the fuck do you not know that? This is basic shit, you know? Because I see all these self-proposed gamers on Twitter, gaming experts on Twitter, like, oh yeah, they're gonna buy Sega, they're gonna buy Capcom. I'm like, you guys are fucking stupid. Do your research, please. You know, let's do your research, please. Jesus Christ, man. You know, so yeah, the stigma has nothing to do with the law. You know,
I am the law.
I am the law.
Here's the thing, like the other thing is that like there's also the idea like okay, who like because Sony is traditionally a Japanese studio, that also means that they could also make these sorts of deals, these sorts of exclusive deals because of that sort of nationalism that sort of seems to happen between Japanese companies.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, again, but the Japanese guys will just merge with each other. You know,
yeah,
that's what they'll do.
Yeah, and by the way, shout out to Andre. He's like, Japan seriously doesn't like Microsoft. Yeah, that's another thing.
That's another thing.
They don't care for Microsoft.
Yeah, because think about it like this, right? Japan loves Apple. They love Apple, you know. So it's not, it's not that they hate Westerners. Just, they may hate certain Western companies. You know. How many Xbox Series X did they sell over there? Like 2. You know, like it's crazy.
A bunch of military people and Westerners that are over there.
yeah, exactly. They tried to buy Nintendo. They tried to buy Nintendo and Squaresoft. They both laughed them out of their buildings. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it being those that anime laugh, like, like that.
Yeah. No, Sega and Microsoft have a very good relationship, but again, Microsoft cannot buy Sega. The law prevents that, Japanese law. You know. And again, Manny, I know where you're gonna go with this. Again, if you buy Sega, then you have to buy all their hotels, all their arcades, all this other shit. You know. Again, people forget like Sega and Konami and Bandai Namco are not just video game companies. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't actually going to go there. I was actually thinking, how the hell did Tencent worm their way into a lot lot of those studios?
Yeah, how did they pull it off?
They don't. I don't know if they own the majority of.
They don't. Yeah, they don't.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
They just buy a shitload of shares, whatever their amount is, the max, and that's what they jump into.
Yeah, because that's how Tencent usually operates. It's not that they buy their companies; they just buy a lot of their shares. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's probably how they circumvent.
Get on the board, probably.
The board, get their hand in a lot of cookie jars.
Yep. All right, man. And I believe this is the final question of the night. This one's kind of interesting. This is from Black Mage, who has also been joining us in the chat. All right. What's the likelihood of developers leasing their IPs for a given time period to companies such as Sony instead of being bought out completely? With regards to that latest acquisition, I never heard of leasing IPs. Like, there's timed exclusives for sure, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's what he means. Black Mage, if you correct me, let me know. So
no, I mean, essentially leasing an IP, he means like Sony develops, like the big stupid rumor of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Where that sort of idea, where essentially they're leasing it to them to develop a game.
Wasn't that the Blue Point model? Where they were developing games for studios that they didn't, like remakes and remasters and stuff of things they never did.
The thing about it is that they were hired to remaster those games by those specific studios, or hired by the IP holder.
So maybe So maybe a better example, a hypothetical example would be Microsoft lets Sony lease Halo, and they can do whatever they want with Halo to the boundaries of whatever that lease is.
Yeah, but you can't. They haven't. They've no deal has ever been made in that way.
Right. Yeah. That's why I can only come up with a hypothetical in that point.
Yeah. So we can't really speculate on that because we don't know. We've never seen it before. So can't answer it. Again, we're now like other podcasts that just speculate to high hell. If we don't have firm, solid at least information, can't really. Yeah.
It's an interesting idea, and it sounds like something, but again, like nobody's ever done it. Nobody. Usually, it's still developed by the original company.
Yeah.
It's just the bill is being flipped by X company, or they're contributing a certain amount of money into the development of that game.
Yeah, like for example, you have like Nintendo letting Mercury Steam do Metroid and stuff like that. That's kind of close, but it's not
Theory?
Or Ninja Theory.
They're hired. They're hired.
You don't need Ninja Theory making Metroid games though.
They are hired by them. They're not leasing.
They're not leasing that. Leasing them is not a thing that happens. All right, Black Metal Gamer, what's going on, man?
Black.
So let me see here, because again, I did leave off some questions. Maybe I could squeeze in one more. Yeah, I'm gonna squeeze in. Yeah, I'm gonna squeeze in one more, but I'll save the other ones for another show. This one is from. Let's see, because I think. Let me add it in here, because it's not about the Xbox collection, but I find it interesting. This is from Crazy either Kaiser or Kaiser. I think it'd be cool if it was Kaiser.
Kaiser, Crazy Kaiser,
like a Kaiser bun and shit. Making myself hungry.
He's away.
That's for German.
Yeah, Kaiser is German. Yeah, like Otto von Bismarck and shit. All right, so this question is last question of the night. Is Sony reproducing or manufacturing PlayStation 4s to create the Series S equivalent? Yes, I do know that titles like Ragnarok and Forbidden West are playable on PS4, but with Sony's new streaming service imminent, he's talking about Spartacus. We don't know if it's a streaming service. We don't know what it is yet. It would seem likely that they would take a page from Microsoft playbook and just get more consoles and homes. I know y'all don't speculate, but what are your thoughts? No, the PS4 is not the Series S equivalent. Not at all.
If it was the Series S equivalent, they'd be doing the Pro.
The Series S equivalent is the digital PlayStation, which you can't find either. Even though it's not the equivalent. It's the equivalent in the sense that it's cheaper, but it's not the equivalent in the sense of what's inside, obviously.
Yeah. And I think that's why I like their strategy. They just kept one SKU.
Yeah.
And just make everything even. Unlike Microsoft, where they have two SKUs, and it's working out pretty well for them. But I prefer the other method.
Yeah, I don't think the manufacturing more PS4s is an answer to Series S. Myself, I think it's just, hey, we need more PlayStations out there. So
I mean, and still it would be PS4s are still beholden by the hard drive. So
yeah.
It's like there's pretty big limitations as compared to the PS5 counterpart. With the Series X and the Series S, they're pretty much the same thing, except one has better GPU or more computing cores with a GPU than the other one.
They both have the SSD
and the disk drive, but they all have the same SSD and CPU. So
yeah, all right. So there's that. So it's not the equivalent of it. We are done here, man. Another good episode. So does anybody have anything to plug? Let's go with Adam first.
Not much. I mean, there's a lot going on the Coalition. A lot of game reviews. If you haven't picked up Rainbow Six Extraction, I got a review on that. Played it. Put a lot of time into it. Loved it. It's hard as hell. A lot of challenging parts of it. But that, and we got a bunch of other game reviews. And soon, can't wait. Walking Dead is coming back, man. We got a few more weeks. Can't wait. So if you want to catch up on that, we got I Am Negan. That's our podcast for Bailey Jr. and Carlos for the main Walking Dead show. And we also cover all the other spin-offs, Fear the Walking Dead and Act Prep World Beyond. If you didn't watch that one, don't worry about it. We got it on one of the episodes. All the episodes. Well, no. All the first season and then the second season we cut off because it was kind of whack.
Oh.
But but you can catch up on that over on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, all that.
Gotta give a shout out to just for the name, Bilbo Swag Agenda. Love that name.
Yeah,
giving love, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out to you, brother. You already know, man. By the way, I do have to call you out a little bit, though, my man. You've been following me forever, bro. He just found out I had a podcast. Come on now, come on now, bruh. It's always hilarious to me, man. I got longtime followers. Like, you got a podcast? Like, motherfucker, look at my bio, baby. What do you think I post about every fucking week? What happened, Adam?
I think you post about it, but you don't say that you're part of it.
Yeah, I do. It's literally in my bio. Host of the Throwdown.
I don't read almost anybody's fucking bio.
Who doesn't read people's bios? That's the first thing I do. Who is this motherfucker? Look in the bio.
I'll just see what they post, but I don't go deep into it.
No, I do.
It's like the bio is like an advertisement during a TV show. At some point, it just becomes just static. The thing about it is that you got it if you want to effectively advertise things to people, you literally have to sit it in front of them and be like, "Here, this is what it is."
Yeah,
that.
But the thing is, like, again, I post the shows all the time.
You post a lot of things.
So my point is like, what do you think I post about, bro?
Yo, Tony, we got to talk about the whole because I mentioned to the guys in the chat, and I'm like, hey, I was thinking about improving our Discord and putting our Twitter feeds on the Discord. Like, every time we tweet, shows up on the Discord, and people get to see our tweets and stuff, our opinions on could be games or anything else. And then Tony's like, yeah, well, and we all have a Twitter, but none of us use it the same. And Tony's like, well, I just looked up at your example, and I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be my feed the whole time. And I'm like, I look at the Twitter feed, it's like 100 posts from Tony. And
that's it, man. Yeah, it kind of backfired on me because your original thing was you kind of wanted to post your Instagram stuff on there, right? You're like, let's get everybody in it, but it's like I'm pretty sure in one day I tweet more than all of you combined do in a week. I'm pretty sure of this.
Yeah.
If anything, do you do that at work, like when you're in the office?
Yeah, in between. No. When I'm in the office, I'll do it like if I'm working in general, I don't tweet. But like on the weekends, I'm fucking going off.
He's off. Like I would say probably me would be the second most tweeter. Yeah, and that's not by much. I mean, I don't tweet nearly as much as Tony does.
Yeah, like I tweet a lot.
He's a writer.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, you notice that about writers. Fucking writers just tweet a lot in general. But no, nowadays I tweet a lot less because I just don't have the time to. But once I'm home after 6, I'm going off. And then on the weekends, obviously, and actually on Monday and Friday when I work from home, I'm tweeting because I'm already in front of the computer. So it's like write a paragraph, tweet, write another paragraph, tweet. And there's also that like kind of. I'll just be honest, I am addicted to Twitter. You get that itch like I gotta tweet something. The funny thing is once I stop doing that for like a day or two, then I'm like, oh, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. So how did we even come to that? I don't even know.
Because the Twitter feed would mostly be you.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I told Carlos, I think it's just gonna be me, bro, and it is. And not only my tweets, but all the tweets I give to other people.
Retweet. Yeah, and the retweets that you tweet from other people.
Yeah, exactly. I do that a lot more during work hours. I retweet more because I don't have time to compose stuff. So I'll just look at my Twitter. Because Twitter is great for filling in the in between time. We have a minute or two here or there. So I just random thoughts, tweets, whatever.
It's also good for reactions. So like if you take a 5-minute break and then like breaking news, it's like, oh, so and so acquired so and so. It's like quote tweet. Oh, this shit's nuts.
Yeah. So like that day, I was off. I was working that day too, but I was like, I have to.
Gotta have some.
And people want to see the shit, man. I get a lot of followers too this week. It was crazy, But I wish I got money off that shit. That'd be nice.
Where the money?
That's why I always tell
people. My money.
Yeah, like that's why I don't even sweat your follower count. It ain't making you no fucking bread.
No, I mean, like in general, like
I gotta think about it. Yeah, go ahead, Benny. I'll go.
I just know this from an industry standpoint. The Twitter following does not mean a damn thing when it comes to actual sales. People react to things, but that doesn't mean that people are actually going to go buy something.
Yeah. Again, look, my homie right here, Bilbo, right? He's been following me for a long time. Did not know I host a podcast. Please, for the love of God, tell me I'm a writer at least. Because again, I guarantee you most people who follow me just think I'm a Twitter personality. I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah.
That just shows you how much attention they pay. They just slide down and start reading shit. Oh, I follow that. They don't really take.
Think about it like this. I hope please God, I hope I'm not the only one that does this. When you Google yourself, the first fucking things you see from me, they're not Tom's Guide, they're not Throwdown. It's my fucking tweets. Twitter. Yeah.
No, I mean in general that seems to happen, especially if you have a presence. That happens with mine. Mine, it's the art, it's the that and the artwork that shows up.
Yeah, because sometimes I look at myself like, is some bad shit going on about me? No, it's just my tweets. You know,
Are you the only like significant Tony Polanco?
I got
in the world?
verified, baby. You know.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah, because
you're not verified on every platform, son.
No, on Twitter. You know, we're talking about Twitter here. You know.
No, but, like if you look them up on Facebook, are there a bunch of? Is that a common name?
I haven't posted on Twitter since like Trump got elected because I made a joke. Yeah, on Facebook. I'm like, oh shit, this thing getting crazy. Let me leave.
No, but I mean, are there a lot? Like, you know, like if someone was to just type in Tony Polanco, are they going to see like 15, 20?
Yeah, probably.
Probably it's a common name, you know. It's a common. Oh yeah. I remember a couple of years ago, I found a guy called @Tony Polanco. This motherfucker had like 400 followers. Nobody, right? I was like, yo, bro, can I get your shit? He blocked me. I'm like, you son of a bitch, you know.
Damn.
But yeah, if you Google me, Tony Polanco, it even says journalist. Oh, okay, you know, and it has like a box of my Twitters, so you could scroll through them. Okay, we're getting there. Even though I don't work at PC Mag anymore, PC Mag is the second one. That's good. That's very good. You know, PC Mag Middle East, interesting. Articles.
Excuse me.
All right, old articles, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Probably redo them.
Yeah. Look at this guy. So it's the Colonel. Who's this military man with my name? Good for him.
Oh,
oh wow, a lot of pictures of me. Good stuff. I'm happy with my representation because, you know, there might be some skeevy shit. No, this is Open Critic. What the fuck is this? I'm Googling myself right now during the show.
Really yourself, man?
You know? That's cool. All right, let's end the show. Oh, Manny, do you have anything to plug?
No, you know, just a bunch of stuff coming in the future. You know, kind of like what I said with Obama. You know, the beginning of things are starting right here, and then we're just hoping that once it lands, it all lands in the right place, and everybody will enjoy it. So, I'll let you know when that happens.
Ooh, hold on, real quick. Ashton Hunter says, "Thanks for the show, guys. Awesome episode. My first time here, and I'll surely be back." Thank you, man. Yes, very good, very good. That's what we're here for.
Make sure to join our Discord.
Yeah, right. Yeah, where it's always popping, right? Mob hits.
Mob hits.
I tell you, I'm on Discord a lot more these days, and I hear that thing go boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, I have those notifications off. You know, just like my Twitter, you know, I have to.
Usually, like it's only like I only leave mentions on because that's when because you'll go crazy if you leave on our Discord, man, because we pop off.
Yeah, that's how I got notified by Bob Hits. I was like, yo, Tony, you awake? I'm like, yo, why is he trying to wake me up? What's going on, man? You know, that was the day Microsoft, you know, destroyed the world. All right. At least the PlayStation world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Good stuff. All right, we're out of here, man. So shout out to everybody in the chat. You already know. Good times indeed, man. So make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter, and like Carlos said, on the Discord where it is always popping. You can find us on any podcast app on the planet by searching for Throwdown Show. It's 2 words, Throwdown Show, throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes. And if you're on YouTube and you enjoyed the content, be sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of when we go up. YouTube premieres are Monday and Friday for us. And
sometimes we're in there. I'm usually on hand working on stuff. So if you guys ever have any questions while you're watching the show, feel free to drop it in.
There you go, man. And yeah, everything, links, all that good stuff down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco. And tonight, I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Have a good week, everybody.
Brett Murdoch.
Deuces.
And Brian Manjoma.
The one objectively good thing about this acquisition is that the Battle.net launcher on PC should disappear now.
Oh, shit. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm ready for that.
Oh, man. We will see about that. All right, man.
About that.
It'll merge on Microsoft.
Yeah. All right, people. We'll see you on Thursday. Later.
This is
later.
Peace.